So I finally have the tank fully blocked. She's done. She's ready to be given out and to be worn. Blocking honestly didn't do too much to this top. She's draping really well. I love this thing, but I'm gonna fold her up because I don't want to mess it up before I give it to my friend. But now on today's schedule, it's time to start working on the Midsummer Yarn Advent project. To be completely honest with you guys, today is day 13 of the Advent. And with the move and everything going on, I haven't really had a moment to start on the project, but thankfully I kind of cleared up my schedule this morning because I just want to donate. I just want to reserve a very specific amount of time to at least get started on this project. So I've pulled out all of the Advent colors. This is like some of them. We have the full hank right here. This bad boy is gorgeous. And then I've already taken the time to cake up the very first 3 colors. I will be making the Rainclouds Shrug by Mason Jar Yarns. I just felt like this is a really good piece for like kind of the end of summer and then going into fall, especially with me moving somewhere that's gonna be a little bit colder. I think it's gonna get chilly a lot faster than it does here in California. So we're settling on the shrug. I should plan a little bit more, but I only have a little bit of time, so I'm gonna start on it right now. Has a little bit of like basic stitches as well as like some shelly textured stitches. So this piece is gonna be perfect for like layering, just kind of throwing it on over my shoulders. Rainclouds Shruggy, here we come. Okay, I had to close the door because Jordan's watching Lord of the Rings without me downstairs. And as we all know, it's a pretty loud and dramatic show. I'm actually gonna take a quick little break for a second because I wanna show you how all the Advent colors are working up together. I'm actually falling in love. I think this might have to be my favorite Advent so far. Granted, I've only done 2 now, but these colorways have probably become my favorite. This is how my colorways are working up and I am so flabbergasted, really happy with honestly just how well the colors are blending together. It can be kind of tricky when you're making an Advent because each color looks so gorgeous on their own, but when it comes to like blending them into each other, you know, row after row, it can look a little bit like chunky and blocky, and I'm sure that it will later on because some of these colors have a lot more pigment than other ones or like different hues and everything. But at least with the first 3 colorways, I'm so smitten. This looks gorgeous. I love these colors. So I think for the rest of the day, I'm just gonna continue to add on more rows to this project. I'm hoping possibly to be like maybe a quarters, maybe even halfway's done by the end of the day. Nobody judge me, I am wearing the same exact outfit as yesterday, except I have different bottoms on. And I'm now just realizing that there are some coffee stains on this white shirt. Can I be bothered to change though? No. Being exactly 7 days away from the move, I honestly just don't really care. But I wanted to show you guys a quick progress check on the Advent project. Believe it or not, I got this much done in like only a few hours. It's pretty loud now that I have more of like these very vibrant colors, like this neon one right here and this blue one. It definitely has a lot more color. As you can see, I have a few rows with this really gorgeous like textured stitch. So far, this colorway right here is my all-time favorite one from the entire Advent. And now I can go ahead and switch on over to this colorway. This one is stunning. This one is Metamorphosis. Not too sure how much more of this I'm gonna be able to film just with all the packing and hecticness going on, but alas, we do have progress. You know what time it is. It's go time, baby. It's time to pack up the house. All right, that was actually like such a horrible job. Now, as you can see, I have officially broken out the moving boxes because as of today, we are T-minus 3 days away from moving. I mean, technically it's more like 2 days, which means that we have to pack up the entire house. I thought I was gonna have such a head start when it came to packing, and then here we are. This is my first box. So what I'm gonna do is pack up the craft room. I'm gonna put away like all of my yarns that I'm gonna bring with me to Boston. If you thought anything different of me, then you were completely wrong, because of course the very first thing that I have to pack is all of my hand-dyed yarn, all of the yarn dyeing stuff, all of the equipment, as well as like my yarn stash. But before I start putting away the huge collection of yarns, I do want to sit down and put together my go bag, because there's nothing more important than figuring out what yarns and what projects I'm going to take with me while we're doing the week-long drive across the entire country. I'm not sure if I'm going to have time to finish this project before we actually start our journey, but I am going to be bringing my Advent project. I'm really close to finishing this up. The only last steps that I really need to do are to sew together the arms and then add like a little bit of a ribbing. I wound up day 14 of the colorways. This is Oasis. Obviously, I don't have to use too much of this yarn, so I'm hoping, I think I want to make like a little bag, a shoulder bag, something like that, and I want to double strand my hand-dyed yarn with some of this Jody Long Flora. But I thought these two colors together, kind of like double stranded, might make a really cute like little meshy shoulder bag. So this is project number 2, possibly. The next bunch of yarn that I wound up is my own hand-dyed yarn. This is the silk blend, so it's 50% silk and 50% superwash merino, and this is in my colorway Lotus Pond. But I think I'm gonna end up purchasing a pattern from Ocean Knits over on Instagram. Of course, I don't really expect myself to get too much work done, but I'd rather bring more projects than less. So I am going to double strand my Lotus Pond in silk. And then the very last project, if I happen to have time, I decided to pull out some of this Jody Long Lino Moda. I think it's 50% linen and 50% cotton. I have it in these 4 different shades, but I was kind of thinking I could make a few different like scrappy yarn projects. Possibly a wind spinner, because I saw a wind spinner created by Brunaticality. It's like an hour-long project. So I do have a few different yarn projects planned for the car. And then before I forget, I need to pull out like a knitting needle set, because there's no way I'm hitting the road without my trusty dusty Hobie. I think these are like the Betula. So I'm gonna pack them now. Believe it or not, I also found some like spare resin hook sets that I made way back, like over a year ago. I've got like a rainbow set left. I have 2 different like sparkle sets. Oh, I have 4 different sparkle sets. So I've got like a lime green, a pink. So I'm thinking once the move is done, I could potentially hold like a little giveaway, because I don't think I'm gonna be making the hooks. I've got rug tufting stuff stored all the way up here. I've got makeup. I have this whole rack of just like bare yarn. So, shit. This is gonna be a day. I'm maybe like a quarter of the way done packing up the office room. Someone is coming right now to pick up our TV stand. We've chosen not to bring a handful of things, so I'm gonna like unpack this, and then they're literally coming right now from off rep to pick it up. So got back in the car from the haircut. She is cute. Giving 60s mod kind of pixie haircut. Breaks my heart that I'm gonna have to find a new hairdresser. Still be going back to my girl Lyris when I happen to be in California, but my favorite cut I feel like I've ever gotten just looks so good. I thought I was gonna have time to crochet in the car before my appointment, and somehow there was still traffic on a Saturday and it took me like an hour and 45 to get here, so I have not crocheted yet today. New bitch unlocked with this haircut. Like, I have a new personality. He said, I'm gonna run it again.
Oh, we gotta get Suki. Day 3, moving.
It's rough.
We're sad.
We love it here. Sad to go, but excited.
What exactly are you knitting?
Well, it doesn't matter what I'm knitting. I'm knitting just to knit.
Knit-a-thon?
Yeah. You didn't hear about the knit-a-thon?
I did not hear about the knit-a-thon.
So the movers just picked up everything, and now our unit is completely empty.
Kind of crazy.
I am
adventures.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous now. Empty apartment tour. Looks so spacious now that everything is out. Ugh, gonna miss this corner. This is like the kick it corner. Let's go see upstairs. Okay. And then upstairs. Final check. Oh my. You guys see how massive this bedroom is? My new office is definitely not this big, but so sad to go. Say goodbye to the spot, guys. Then the bedroom. Oh, man.